guys? Welcome back to your episode of Conspiracy Corner. You're joined by your host, Sahaj Grewal.
Okay.
Ahmed.
Brandon.
And Matthias.
Today we're going to be talking about the Bohemian Grove. So, what do you guys think of the Bohemian Grove? First off, what is it?
So it was founded in 1872 in San Francisco. And then it's like an artsy group but started by Mark Twain. And then like the first 2-week camp started 6 years after that. Just for a send-off to this actor. Like a send-off party. And then people just started inviting guests and then started to become elite because they keep inviting like prominent people, like political people.
You mentioned the campground. The campground is like 2,500 acres long.
It's 2,700.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Where was it? It was in Monte Rio, was it?
No, it started in San Francisco, but it moved to Monterrey in 1899.
So I believe this conspiracy started when Alex Jones decided to secretly record and make a documentary about Bohemian Grove.
That's right. He went in there around 2000, was it?
Yeah, I believe he released a movie at 2000.
Now,
And
it's kind of hard to find the video, as we've been trying for quite a while, actually. But what can you do, right?
it is kind of interesting, though. The way you see he infiltrates the camp, and he kind of made a wild conspiracy. So wondering if there's satanic or demonic rituals and sacrifices being performed at the Bohemian Grove.
Just because he saw them wearing a robe and then burning something in front of the owl.
We don't know. He has a video proof of them burning stuff, though. So
It looked
what
like
is that?
it,
All
to
that
be
symbolism?
honest.
What do you guys think of it? Do you think this is true?
You think it's true?
That they're doing rituals?
I don't know. Who knows? Maybe that person was like a group in that
What person?
party.
Well, Alex Jones?
The dead person in front of the owl. So in the cremation, there was like members of the Bohemian Grove. They all went to the statue of the owl. They all danced in front of it, like in this dark area.
I don't think there's a dead person in front of the owl.
Well, yeah, we've never really seen if there is an actual dead person, right?
Never,
Because when Alex Jones recorded his videos, there was never really a clear shot of anything like that, was there?
Yeah, it was kind of dark, and you could just see the fire going. People kind of praying or doing something around the fire.
It's definitely odd, but
It's a ritual, but we don't know if
like,
they're
is there sacrifices? I'm not so sure.
And, you know, like one of the big, like really weird things about it is that like, why are the elites doing this? Why do they need to do a little fire ritual every year?
See, what I think, and based on my research, it's just like a big frat party to like the elite people. That's why they're not allowed to talk about business when you're in there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was just an elite networking group.
No, it is.
Well, it's not supposed to be, right?
It's not supposed to be a networking group. So what I think it is, and based on my research, it's just a big frat party for elite people because they can't do that outside. Like they could just start a frat party like outside. They need to be private because they're like very famous, and doing those
I don't
stuff
know. I
is
feel like-
controversial, right?
I feel like they're just trying to keep exclusivity because realistically, like we see, like nowadays we see a bunch of parties with rich people, like that all-white party, the Diddy parties.
That's what I thought it was one of those, like an elite networking group.
Yeah, but they don't allow networking.
They're not
Yeah,
allowed
they're not
networking.
supposed to, but they end up doing it
But
anyways.
They did,
Yeah.
yes. As you mentioned, they actually started the Manhattan Project, which started the process of creating the atomic bomb.
Which is crazy that it started at someplace so, how do you say, so strange, I guess.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Like, why wouldn't they start it at a military base or something?
Yeah.
What's with this Bohemian Grove?
For me, they did not start it there, but they talked about it there because starting it there is like
I don't know. I've heard
Obviously,
like
they haven't developed it there.
they did not develop it there, but they
Well,
talked
yeah.
about
The
it.
open talks part.
Yeah, that's why I heard they started, like they first heard about it at Bohemian Grove.
Mm.
You mentioned it was like a get together kind of frat party.
Yeah. Because I saw like, and I like read some Reddit and those stuff about like former employees there. There's like former employees there. They're saying like the elites are like just drinking around, getting high, and urinating
You read this on
everywhere.
Reddit?
Reddit.
Read this on Reddit?
Reddit. Yeah.
Well, look,
It is a forest.
I got a lot of info from Reddit. All right, how much are we trusting Reddit? Huh?
And it's actually on the, was it what news? Is it
Oh, New York Times?
CBC, BBC?
No, but
One of those, yeah, sure.
I'm not sure, but yeah, I read it on those two like articles about it. Yeah, that they're just drinking and then partying, and then there's like, what do you call that? I can't say
Pissing?
it.
Coachella.
No, like a no, but they have a
You can say it.
they have like a whore house at the other side of the grove where they bring prostitutes for the elite people.
But wasn't it
kinda like a
wasn't it a
bar
only
house.
men's club?
Yeah, it's only men's
Yeah.
club. That's why they bring it at like the other side of the grove where there's like a cabin. They bring prostitutes there for the elite people.
That's probably why they go as a gentleman's club.
Yeah,
I don't know. I heard
and it's
another theory.
exclusive because they don't want their wives to know.
Yeah.
No, but
Well,
sounds like
yeah.
Not
Coachella.
open to the public, no
Yeah.
press.
I heard a theory that they're men licking other men.
You think
And
so?
it's because like, you know, it was during a time that this stuff wasn't really allowed. That's why
That's
it's
true.
so exclusive.
Wait, guys.
But that I feel like is a separate theory.
That's a separate conspiracy.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
a separate theory of mine.
But like, it kind of sounds like Coachella, where a bunch of,
Coachella.
But you know what they are
where
doing
a
here?
bunch of people kind of come together, whether it's artists or like YouTubers, social media, or influencers. They all kind of come together at this one massive party. It kind of sounds like the Bohemian Grove, where a bunch of
But
rich leaders.
This
come.
place is full of elites. It's exclusive. I can't go there. You can't go there. Why is that?
Because you don't got enough.
Why do-
room.
I mean, can we go to Coachella?
I mean,
to be
there's a
there?
big wait list. It's like
Can we?
40 years. We can go to Coachella. If we,
That's true. All right, fair enough.
But you know what else they do? They do the cremation of care. You heard of that?
No, what is it?
They don't have that at Coachella.
Mhm.
It's a big weird performance, a ritual. Alex Jones actually caught. I'm pretty sure he's the first person that caught videotape of this when he snuck his camera in there, and they perform. Well, they don't. They actually don't burn the owl statue. They burn something like an effigy in front of the owl statue, doing some weird rituals. I don't know, maybe plays after it. It's really like.
Yeah, I've heard about that too.
Yeah, I've seen something about that online.
Like they have this like sticks, and then they wrap it like to look like a person, and that's what they burn in front of the owl.
And that's what people think is like the sacrifice.
Like the human sacrifice.
I don't know. To me, it just seems like a regular effigy. Why would they burn a person there?
And the thing is, why are they wearing robes while they're burning something?
Yeah, what's the necessity of that? Right? It makes it look a lot worse than maybe it is. But who knows, right?
Also, here they have like really weird, intricate set designs. Like, they spend like $30,000, like a bunch of
Yeah, I've seen.
just on performances.
Yeah, it's like 70,000 a production.
Because they started as like a theater thing, right?
Yeah.
Like an artsy club, yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe that's just the front that they show for their.
Yeah, maybe that's a
Rituals.
cover up, to be honest. Maybe they're covering something up with the art gallery.
You think this started all the way back in 1872? Like, you think even that started even
Well,
in the beginning?
Yeah, like maybe they all sit at the art gallery to throw off the public so they don't think anything of it.
So you think this might have always been like they're sacrificing people?
Yeah.
I don't think exactly that, because it did kind of move to Monte Carlo in 1899, and it did kind of like get different owners, I believe. So I don't know. There's way more exclusivity around it now than compared to when it was back then.
Mhm.
Didn't it always start off as a gentleman's club in the beginning?
No, it started as an Arts
It
club,
was
or
always
artsy
it
club.
was
was
it
always
always-
all men.
It was always men's, right?
It's always men, but it started as an artsy club, not just like them partying like
And
what they are now.
They did turn into a campment. Like they only go there 2 weeks a year.
2 weeks a year during summer.
They have all sorts of people attending. I mean, like they have crazy people, presidents, rich people, billionaires. You have like Nixon, Bush, Reagan, even Rothschilds. Like, why are all these guys meeting up in one place, forming a weird ritual?
Yeah, I really think they're just partying. I don't think they're doing like huge sacrifices.
You don't think there's much of a conspiracy here?
No, there's no conspiracy for me because
I don't know. Why is it that they're all rich? Why are they all billionaires?
Yeah, why aren't we allowed in there if
Is it-
it's
is
just
it the
kind of a
rituals?
party?
Like,
you want to party with people you're in like
Want to party with
in
rich
the
people?
same class that you can't party with someone like below you.
but then what's with all this exclusivity? They also like
No press.
there's no networking.
And it's all men's as well. Like, why? What's the point?
These are the elites of the world.
Guess. Why are you grilling me?
I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see what you know.
But like, we gotta look at some of the images and symbols of that.
They have like this big owl in the middle. Was it in the middle?
I don't know. The symbolism's super weird here. It's kind of confusing. People say it's like satanic symbolism, but then they say themselves the owl is just for wisdom.
What I've read and what I've heard is like the owl is like a symbol of owl god, which is I don't know who the owl god is. Like they're praying to the owl god.
I've only heard
So you're
that
saying that's like their secret worshipper?
the owl.
Yeah, like the owl god. Like that's why they're burning the effigy in front of the owl. It's like a sacrifice to the owl god.
But is that because I've also heard that they're sacrificing for like the demon Moloch?
I did not hear
Yeah.
about
You
that.
didn't read about that?
So them burning the effigy, is that like a way to worship?
From what I understand, yeah, that and the sacrifice is supposed to be like, what's it called? Kind of like appeasing the god or something.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So that's why they'll need to have the effigies. Or maybe even the costumes that we see.
Moloch is like the only god that like takes children's sacrifices and stuff.
Is that true?
So I don't know. I feel like it could be a reach. Like, we haven't seen no children's sacrifices or any of these. There's no evidence. This conspiracy theory did start or spark because of Alex Jones. I mean, I don't think I heard it anywhere else before Alex Jones' documentary that this is satanic ritual or something like that. I did hear it from him, and because of that documentary, there was actually someone called the Phantom Patriot. Patriot Phantom.
Was that?
He was like some crazy supremacist, I guess. He went crazy. He's like, why are these elites doing this here in America? And he kind of wanted to set the owl statue on fire.
Well, isn't that what they do usually, anyways?
But
Or no, they burn the effigy, not the owl.
yeah,
Right.
he kind of wanted to burn down their statue and all that, burn down the forest, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But he ended up going to jail.
Oh,
Why would you do that to the elite people? They have power. They have connections everywhere.
I doubt you'll ever get far trying to burn their owl statue.
Well, they're only there 2 weeks per year, so most of the time it is actually abandoned. There's actually lots of people. I recently seen some YouTuber actually tried breaking in there. They
yeah.
didn't-
Who was that?
I actually don't remember his
You don't
name.
remember the
Did
name?
that end well? Did that end well?
I believe security just ran him out of the park.
Gotcha.
Like I saw this video too, like a few days ago. There was this guy, he broke in the grove and then he pissed on the altar. And then there's like this cave on the corner and there was lights on it, but he can't open the door, but there was lights inside with no one.
And what ended up happening? He got kicked out the same, or
He just left after
Huh.
pissing on the altar.
fair enough?
Dude's name was Tyler Oliveira. Broke in.
The guy who got kicked out.
Yeah, he just got kicked out. He didn't really see anything.
So it's being guarded like all year round then.
Just have like security roaming around, but like you could kind
But why?
of just go there. I
If
don't
it's
know.
if it's empty, why guard?
That was one of the more recent ones, right, Tyler?
It was pretty recent.
Since about the past year, I think I've seen it. Past year or two.
So what do I think about the conspiracy?
Yeah, do you think there's a satanic ritual and sacrifices happening on the party?
It's hard because it looks really, really suspicious, right? It looks really bad for them.
Yeah.
But I feel like we would probably know if they were actually sacrificing anyone. And the fact that it's only really like, what evidence do we have? Like the Alex Jones thing, which, say what you want about Alex Jones, I really don't know how much I trust him to be non-biased about certain things. So really, I gotta say no. I don't really believe it.
What about you, Brandon?
So, the Bohemian Grove is one of the world's elite clubs, and it's very hard for you to get into. So what I think it is, I think it's a place for people to network.
They can't network there. That's what their motto.
That's one of the rules.
That's like the biggest rule. They can't network. What they do there is just
And that's like a clear
party
like
with each
sign
other.
of them lying
Yeah.
to your face.
I thought they networked.
They do
They
because
do, yeah.
the Manhattan
I mean,
Project
yeah,
start.
but it's
I
a
like
rule.
they talked about it there.
Not supposed to.
They're not supposed to, but they did.
And they
But what
probably
the-
still do, right?
But what the others can do, they're like very elite. Like, do they
Very
get
powerful
kicked out?
people. They're all billionaires.
I guess, yeah.
And
So-
you have presidents, so it's like high up people.
Yeah.
It's like not your normal
So
average
it doesn't make
person.
sense for them to have that rule.
Yeah, not really.
I think they're hiding something sus.
You think they're doing something there?
Yeah, I think the closest thing is Coachella.
I'm a little bit split on this because I believe that there are satanic rituals, but I do not believe that they are sacrifices. So the formation of Kara, as long as he said it does look like a sacrifice, I don't believe that. There isn't as much evidence for it.
But we keep talking about there's no sacrifice, but what's the definition of sacrifice?
To kill someone, like
When
for something?
You could just forfeit something.
Oh,
it doesn't have to be
yeah.
to kill someone.
Or yeah, I guess just
Like a
sacrifice in
sacrifice
general.
for
But in this context,
No,
right?
but when you risk something, you sacrifice that.
When you
not
risk
totally,
it?
Not totally.
Yeah, whether you get it back or not, you sacrifice.
Because there's a
you
lot
giving
of-
it up.
Well, no, when you sacrifice,
Sacrifice
you
is
don't really
giving
get it
up.
back.
The definition of it is to give it up. You give it up or give your life.
The definition is to give it up.
Give
So
something up.
Well, it's
so
not
is like the burning of effigy considered a sacrifice or no?
a sacrifice to what? Right?
Like,
To the
what are they-
owl,
To the owl.
To the
because they
owl.
What are
burn
they
it.
burning?
They burn it in front of the altar, in front of the owl statue. So is
How
that
do they
considered
burn
a
it, though?
sacrifice?
Do they put
They set it on
flowers
fire.
over it and make it all like nice,
Put it in flames.
Just straight up light it
They
on
just
fire.
lit it on
Hmm.
fire.
like gasoline
Yeah.
and.
We're not sure how they burn it, but they do burn it in front of the altar.
All right.
Yeah, well, do they burn the flowers? If it's the flowers, then that could be a different thing. That could be
No.
like a ritual. If they put the flowers down nice and light the flowers and the flowers.
So what do
light
you think? Do you think it's a ritual?
pattern. I do think it's a ritual. I think
It is a satanic ritual. That's a real question.
it's hard because when you think of the devil, you think of fire and like these massive angry people.
But they're
People-
wearing robes.
Yeah,
while
like
they're-
people in robes,
burning
right?
it.
Wearing what is it? The red robes, right? With the hoodie.
Yeah.
I think they're hiding their horns.
They're hiding
Oh,
their
yeah?
horns. Why
They're
do you
hiding it
think?
under the
Why?
robe,
Why
yeah.
did you?
So you think it's
Why-
part of
why
the
do you think
devil?
that?
It's part of their ritual.
Hmm.
They have their horns. They have the red cape or red robe, as you said. That's why I believe it's a satanic ritual.
Hmm.
I don't believe it's a sacrifice per se.
Yeah. What do you
You-
think?
Yeah, so I think they're definitely doing rituals and sacrifices, but it's not like a satanic one. It's just like their ritual as a party. Because sometimes, like what we talked about in class, you do a ritual before you do something, right?
Mm.
Like the example we had, like the baseball guy in class, right?
Right,
He do
right.
rituals. So like that, for them to like start off a party, they do a ritual of like burning in front of this owl with this type of outfit.
Like their way of kicking off the party,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
That's where and that's why. Do the cremation of care happen before or after the burning? Do you know that?
That's a part of the burning.
It is the
That is the
burning,
burning.
right?
Oh, it is the
Yeah,
burning.
that is the burning.
So yeah, I think they just like they do sacrifices the effigy because sacrifice is defined as like giving off something, right? Offering it to someone, like the owl statue, like they consider as owl god, and they do. It's a ritual because they do it every year. They started off with that, and that's it.
But you don't think there's any human
But I don't
sacrifices?
think there's like human sacrifice or anything satanic about it. It's just how they kick off the party, which
All right.
a lot of people are thinking it's just a big party for the exclusive
For the
men.
rich.
Yeah.
All right, and finally?
I'll be honest. I think this whole conspiracy really comes down to Alex Jones and how he started it. Kind of also made the other guy, the Phantom Patriot, brainwashed and to fall into this conspiracy. I think I also used to think that before I went in and did my own research. But realistically, all the evidence and rumors that we get is all from like nothing credible. Nobody from the actual encampment themselves has said anything. No employees, nothing like that. And all the credible
All the credible researches we
Institutions,
did,
yeah, all
it's
the
just pointing
they
it
all
out as a
point
party.
towards,
Yeah.
like, just weird dances and rituals. The one thing that is really confusing is that they're only elites.
It makes
understand
sense
that.
for elites though.
But the one thing that absolutely seals the deal for me is when Alex Jones went in and infiltrated Bohemian Grove, he didn't go alone. He went with somebody named John Ronson.
Who's that? John Ronson?
Yeah, it was just someone who went with him, like his friend, I guess. Company. He's more credible, more reliable than Alex Jones. But I do have a quote from him. A quote from him talking on Alex Jones and his infiltration to Bohemian Grove. He said, "My lasting impression was of an all-pervading sense of immaturity. I wonder whether Bohemians shroud themselves in secrecy for reasons no more sinister than they thought it was cool." Claiming that the secrecy is just to be cool, to be weird, make their own little cult, and like I don't see it being a satanic cult or ritual, especially to be like that degree, that big, full of like presidents. I don't know, that would be too far-fetched.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just embarrassed. Maybe they just want to hide it because they think it's too embarrassing, right? That's why all the
Yeah,
secrecy.
that's what I keep saying. Like, they're all elites. All their names are prominent
Yeah.
to the country. They are like actors, like presidents, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to air out their dirty laundries, right?
True.
That's why they have this 2 weeks just to have fun without thinking about what the outside world is gonna think of them.
Yeah, that's why they're not supposed to network, so they don't
Yeah, that's
talk
what-
about business or anything like that. It's just
And that's why it makes sense they don't talk about business, because why are you gonna talk about business when you just want to have fun and not think of anything?
So, in conclusion, I think we can all agree that satanic rituals and sacrifices are not being performed at the Bohemian Grove parties.
And all the rituals and sacrifices that they're doing there is just to start off their party, to just kick it off.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Although it looks very satanic, it's no credible witness, no credible evidence.
Nothing credible enough to be,
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, if You don't see your boys in a long time. Like when you first come and reunited, like it's amazing. It's a good
Right?
feeling. You want to go out, you want to go clubbing, you want to do your little ritual. You guys do.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like everything there is happening.
Like imagine if we all just don't see each other for a year, and we all kind of see each other. We want to do the same things that we do when we were older.
You're just
younger.
gonna, like, if you don't see people in a year, just start doing weird stuff, right?
Yeah.
No.
That's what you're saying, isn't that what you're saying?
No. Whoa. Not like
Doesn't make it normal.
Yeah, it doesn't make it normal.
I think we can all agree it's not normal.
Yeah.
None of this is normal.
Yo.
It's not normal, but it's not satanic.
Yeah, but we can
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, there's no satanic rituals being performed.
It's just a normal guy's. Yeah.
Oh, wait. No. It's not normal. All right, let's get
It's
that
not-
clear. It ain't normal.
Sides of the world.
Correction, it is not normal.
So it's
Not at all.
it's not a normal party.
Yeah, but it's a party.
It's a
not.
party, but it's not normal.
It's a gathering.
Yeah.
And
That's our thoughts on the conspiracy theories of Bohemian Grove. Let us know your guys' thoughts down low. And that's all for the Conspiracy Corner.
goodbye.
We'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye.